SureForms. This is a review and a quick tutorial about SureForms, which is a free plugin, a really recent free plugin published by the same family that is working behind Shortcut, SureTriggers, and many other awesome plugins. So this is an awesome plugin, and I just wanted to show you this video because I think that in this moment, this SureForms is the most interesting free form builder for WordPress for many reasons. The first reason is that there is a free version, which is pretty awesome and full of rich of features. Second thing is that it is compatible with almost any builder because it can work directly into the site editor, so in Gutenberg, but if you want, you can make it work with Elementor, Divi, and whatever builder you're using, because there is also a deep integration with many builders and a short code if you want to place the forms, whatever you want, into your website. So it is quite amazing, and third, it has also some very advanced functionalities for GDPR and for storing all your form entries into your database into the free version. So this is a feature that in many other plugins it's a paid feature, while in SureForms it's free. So let's dive deep into this plugin, and remember to like the video and to subscribe to WP Roadies YouTube channel if you like WordPress content. My name is Pascal, welcome to WP Roadies YouTube channel, and now we're going to dive deep into SureForms. It's going to be a quick review and also a basic tutorial on how to use this plugin. If you want to check it out, you can go to wordpress.org, to the plugins directory, you go on extend, you click on plugins, and you can test it out just by simply typing SureForms. Okay. And you click on SureForms drag and drop form builder for WordPress. Okay, I didn't mention this, but it is still in beta when I'm talking about this plugin right now, but I believe that it will soon get out of the beta because it's already well polished and very powerful with all these features. So you got it here, it is free, there is a free version, there's gonna be also a premium version later on during this month, and let's see how to test it out. You can either install it onto your website directly to your plugins a folder from your plugin from the plugins folder, or you can just go here into the browser and you can type in zipwp instead of WordPress, and voila, you see, just by replacing the WordPress string with zipwp, I'm launching a zipwp installation to test this plugin, SureForms. This is quite amazing, and you can use this solution each time you want to test a theme or a plugin without having to launch into your own installation or without having to launch another testing area, separate testing area. You see, I have a website here with SureForms installed. That's awesome. If you are testing this out, remember just that when you're using this test staging environment, there are some features that might not function correctly, like for example the email notification features and other stuff, but let's test it out. So you see, this is the first screen that you get when you click on SureForms once you install it. Of course, you can also install it by going to plugins and add new plugins, as I was mentioning. You just type inside here SureForms. It has okay, voila, you install it and you activate it. And then when you go on SureForms, you see this beautiful screen and you can click on create new form. One thing I didn't mention at the beginning of the video is that you can generate forms using AI, which is a small feature, but very useful because it makes you save a lot of time. And most of all, it gives you also some important starting points that you maybe didn't have thought about when you were creating your form if you don't use AI. So let's describe which kind of content, which kind of form we want to create here. This is pretty straightforward. We're going to create a contact form for my business. For my business, for people to ask, yes, about my services. Videos, here is gonna be reviews, tutorials, and sponsored videos or posts. Voila. Then I can also describe which kind of fields I want to collect. Multiple choice is possible, okay. And then I will also ask to provide website URL. Oh, not mandatory. Okay, and then which kind of field I want, make it GDPR compliant. Okay, this is my basic GDPR compliant basic form. Okay, as you see here, we also have some ideas that we can click if you want to explore some other ideas, and we can generate the form. It is pretty simple, you see. In a few seconds, it's going to create a beautiful form right inside the block editor. So another interesting thing here is that you can preview actually the actual look of your form when you're building it. And so this is something that no other plugin except Elementor and Divi maybe, or other page builder has. So many other form plugins like, I don't know, WP Forms or Formidable Forms, Ninja Forms, they always have kind of a different view when you are creating a form and when we are actually seeing the form in the front end. While here, you see, this is the form. Beautiful. We have created it using AI, and it is inside the block editor. You see, so the feeling and UI is the same of the one that we are used when you use WordPress for blogging or create content. And when you select each field, you have all the settings on your right side. You see, you have the general settings when you can change stuff and content and other options. And then you have the advanced tab if you want to apply some custom classes for your CSS, custom CSS. And you can easily also change the layout, which is something that is not so easy in other plugins. So let's go here. Let's make it 50-50. You see, it automatically adjusts. If you want, you can also change here the positioning, the content. Let me say that, for example, I want to switch. I want to make tutorials and reviews. Then I want to get rid of this one because it's I don't know why it's duplicated. Maybe I can also write inside here other, so people can choose other if they want just to contact me for other reasons. I can also switch the positioning. For example, this one is gonna be up here. I do not have a message field here, which is weird. So I will just add a new content, which is gonna be a text area. This one, and here the client will be able to insert a custom message. So let me change the title. Okay, I'm gonna make it required. I'm going to change here your message. I can also add an help text. You see, there are many great features. Okay, looks good to me, perfect. I can also change the number of rows, or I can even change the number of columns, which is weird because I do not need to divide this in columns. I can also change the GDPR compliant text if I want. I can also decide to make it required, which is also the case. Okay, perfect. It is by default required. Here, this is not required, as I was mentioning in the prompt at the beginning of the video. Perfect. Great. And pretty good. Okay, when I click here on the form, then I will see that there are some other settings that we will see also later during the video. So now we can just have a quick preview. We can save draft or publish, and when we publish, basically this form will be available throughout the website if I want to insert it into a page or into also a page builder page, or and so on. So let's have a quick preview now. Before testing it into a page, we can have a preview by clicking on the view form icon here, you see, in the preview icon, okay? And this is how the form looks like in the front end, which is the same, exactly the same as the back end. This is beautiful. You see? The same, it looks the same. Great. This is the preview page, and it's a page that is generated automatically by the plugin. It is called Instant Form page, and it's a concept that is familiar if you're using Shortcut or other plugins from the same family. They tend to provide a kind of a page where the functionality is ready out of the box. In fact, here, if you click on Instant Form, you can see that basically you can enable this instant form, or you can enable the preview if you just want to see how it looks like, which is like this. And you can change stuff around. You can basically prepare this page, which will be linked to a URL, to a specific URL, and you can start sharing it with your customers or with your followers and so on to make people, how do you say, fill the form. Fill the form. So here you can insert your logo if you want. You can you can change colors. You can also apply your theme colors. For example, yes, I can change it to this cool red here, or to this one here. We can change the image. We can use an image as a background color. We can use the same color for the whole background if you want. You can also change the whole background to be an image. We can change the background color here of the form, of course. The form width, if you want to make it larger or narrower. And then you got your URL, which is this one. You can share it with your clients or with your whatever you want. And if you want to enable this URL, you have to click on Enable Instant Form, because otherwise the URL would not be accessible from the front end. You see, for example, here I've copied the link, and if I try to visit, you see, it is not visible. If I enable this instant form, if I share it with my followers, with my clients, and so on, they will be able to see it right straight away. Okay, it is not working. Let me see if just by doing like this, no, because maybe I need to save somewhere. And normally it should work immediately. Oh yes, I have to save it here. Perfect. That was the reason. Okay, so now the instant form has a URL, which is this one. I copy it. I try to visit this URL into an incognito page, and I will be sure that it's gonna be visible. It's gonna be visible. Yes, wow. I created a form in a few seconds. This is beautiful. Here we have, you see in the, how do you say, the advertising by SureForms. Since this is a free version, this is normal, but I believe that in the pro version, you can get rid of this link down here. And we have a form that is actually already working. Let's try and see how it works out of the box. Since this is a website that is using a staging environment created with zip.wp, I do not know if it will send the notification, but we can just try to see in the front end at least how it works. wproads.com. I choose the reason of my my inquiry. I send the message. Okay. Oh, let's see if I forgot to complete. Oh, you see here there are some beautiful filling errors. For example, if I do not, you see, wow, this is working very well. Okay. And let's submit. We have the confirmation message. Okay, works perfectly. And then if we go in the backend now, we go and see in the backend what's happening. We go in forms. We see that there is an entries here setting, and we see that each submission is saved and stored into your database. Wow, beautiful. You see, this is the submission that I've just filled right now, and is working fine. Everything is saved in my database. Okay, this is great. So this is how forms work. This is the form that I've just created. If you want to change the title of the form, you can go inside the form here, and you have your title available right to the top of the page. And basically that's the starting point, and it's already awesome and amazing. Let's see now what happens when you want to style a little bit your form. So change the design and the options. We saw that the layout, it's pretty easy to customize here, because you can basically rearrange everything by choosing the length of each field. And you can do you can even go further, customizing the design when you click on the form settings and you switch to style here. You can change the primary color, which will just change the primary color applied to the whole form. For example, if I choose this one, I scroll down, I see that the submit button, for example, has that new color. If I go to the preview, I will see that the same color will be applied also to the interactions. For example, if I open the form into, let me go here and disable the preview, just save and go and have a preview in another page. We'll see that when I select the settings, you see here, the main color has been applied right now. And if I want, I can also change the text color when it contrasts with the primary one. So in this case, for example, I can put it like this, and you see the submit button has changed the text color, for example. Then we have the spacing between all the different items of the form. We can make it large, we can make it medium, we can make it small. I leave it small right now. And we can change the button alignment, or we can make it also full width like this. And we can save changes. Now if I reload my page here, I will see my changes have been applied automatically, which is awesome. And this is great. We can also change, I believe that we can, oh yes, of course, we can also change more stuff. If you click on advanced and you decide to add some custom CSS to your fields, you can change them really easily if you are used to add some custom CSS. And I believe that later on, since this is a beta version, of course, they're gonna be adding more and more settings here to change, for example, the border radius, the border color, the submit color, and so on. All the different settings that we need when we want to design deeper and change all the little details that we like to change. I also saw that regarding the global fonts and the global overall fonts of the form, they are inherited from the theme that you're using. So this is great. If you're using a theme that has a specific font for body text, they will all be applied directly to the form also. So this is great and good to know. By the way, I hope that it will add more features right here, because we need granular settings, or at least make them integrate perfectly with your theme or with your full site editing design system, for example, for all that is regarding the global design system. Yeah. By the way, it is quite correct for a beginning point of view. To speed up the design process, the creation process of your form, we also have this handy sidebar here on the left side that we can also rearrange and customize with all the different fields that we use often. And it is kind of, easy to use, because it lets you create and insert different kind of fields. For example, if I want to add a new text field and I want to use it, for example, for another information that I want to collect, your city, I can use it like this. You see, that was very fast and easy. I can also delete it. If I want, I can also insert an email field, or a text area, a checkbox field, a number field, and so on. I didn't test this one, a custom button. Okay, so there is a custom button, yes, but basically it is the same. I just have the same button, but I can place it differently into the design. Yeah, differently, because here I can change the layout, you see, while if I do not use the custom button, basically what happens is that the button is put at the end of the form, while if I want to put it differently, let's say if I'm creating kind of an email submission button and so on, that I want to be more designed differently, with a different layout, I can use a custom button. So this one, and I can place it whatever I want inside the form, and I have more design flexibility. This is great, good to know also. Great. And when I get rid of this, of course, there has to be a submit button, so it will appear automatically at the bottom of the form. We can also have some heading or even paragraph or divs right inside the form, that we can place whatever we want to explain better a specific part of the form and so on. And we can place it like this, and all this is in the free version, guys. This is beautiful. We can change typography, text shadow, color, gradient. We can apply many different effects to this module here, to this block. And then we can also add different blocks. If you want to add, for example, a URL block here, you can add it here and quickly add it to your forms. And we can also get rid of these elements if you do not need them anymore, you see. And we can basically also go here into the pencil item, and we can rearrange the order of this stuff here. It is pretty amazing how it's conceived. I like this approach here. Very, very well done. Okay, that was the quick action bar. Now, each time you create a form, you will have also the general settings of that specific form, and you can reach them by clicking on the form settings here in the upper right side of the page, and then you scroll down and you go simply here to the different settings. You can open each of these, and they are all linked to the same modal, which is this one. And from here, you will have all the different settings. So the form confirmation, the email notification, the compliance settings, the integrations, and the custom CSS. And all this, I repeat, is in the free version. Awesome. So you see, there are the same settings. You can find them here, and the same settings you can find them here. Custom CSS, form confirmation, email notification, and so on. So when you open each of them, you just land to this on the same page, which is this one, on the same modal. So this one is the form confirmation, the one that we tested out when we filled the form before, and basically it is a thank you message, which is this one, that you can also customize by adding some shortcodes with all dynamic values that are taken from the form that the user has already filled. For example, you can use the first name, and you can say thank you, and you can add some emoji, and you can personalize you can customize everything right here. You can change the text, you can add some more media, links, and whatever you want. You can also decide if you want to hide the form or reset the form once the user has submitted it. And And then you can also decide if you prefer to redirect to a specific page on your website, to a thank you page, for example, where you show a video or a thank you message with some call to action after the form submission. And you can also redirect to a custom URL outside your website, of course. I will leave now the success message. We will test it after. Then we have the email notification settings that you can set up if you want to receive, of course, a notification each time someone submits the form on your website. And you can also use this setting here to create a second notification that will be sent to the people that are filling the form. So let's see here. If I go back, there are now, okay, yeah, I need to cancel this one. Okay, let's configure the first one, the admin notification email. When I click on the edit settings, I can change the name of the notification, which is just using the backend, of course. So this will be the admin notification. Okay, and it will be sent to the administration email of my website, in my case, which is the same email that I'm using. Here you can use the new form submission, which is the subject of the email, of course. New message from wproadies.com, for example. And then we scroll down and we see that this is going to be the content of the notification. In this case, if you leave the shortcode all data, you will receive basically an email which will contain all the different data that appears in the form that has been submitted, which, for example, are the same that you can collect in your entries. You will receive an email with all these fields like this. Okay, you see? So these are the fields that are collected and sent when you use the all data shortcode. But you can also customize the email. You will say, for example, hey, you received a message from your website, or you can even customize it from, and then you can use shortcodes. For example, here, the name of the people of the client that is the user that has submitted the form. Hey, you just received a message from name of the guy. Here all the data. Voila. And then you say cheers. Myself. And then here you can, I want to get rid of this because otherwise it risks to receive many notifications to the same email account. And then I go back here, and this is going to be my main notification. So the notification that I'm receiving through my email address each time someone fills the form. I can also add a second notification that will be sent to the people that are actually filling the form. And this is going to be the user notification, for example. And I can decide to send this notification to the email address that's going to be the one connected to the form. Okay. And subject is going to be, we received your message. Okay. And here you can insert all the shortcode with all the data, of course, but you can also customize it. You say, hey, and you use the name of the people that are contacting you. Thanks for getting in touch. Here is a recap of your inquiry. Received. Perfect. Then we can also say all the best, and we sign our email notification. We can also add some CC, copy carbon, and BCC, or we can also change the reply to email. And in this case, it's going to be, yes, the reply to email is going to be the email of the admin of the website. So the client, if she or he wants to reply, can hit reply, and we will be receiving the email, of course. We can also change the status here. If sometimes we need to deactivate a notification because we are just testing stuff and so on, we can do it like this. And we can also add other notifications. This is cool, very, very cool. So these are the notifications that we are setting up. Then we have the compliance settings. We can use this to enable GDPR compliance. And this is interesting because we are avoiding to store user IP, which is a personal data. So we can also have a more GDPR compliance in general for our form. And we can also decide if we do not want to store entries for this specific form. If we enable this, basically when people will fill that form, it will not be stored here into your database, but it will just arrive as an email notification, of course. So if you want, you can also leave them enabled, so you can store all the entries, but you can decide, for example, to delete them automatically each month. Each 30 days, they're going to be deleted automatically. So this entry, for example, here, after 30 days is going to be deleted from the database. Basically, this is great. I think that this option here to never store entry data, I don't know if I put it in the GDPR settings because it's kind of hidden, and I just need to be it outside the GDPR settings. And these are all the integrations that you can enable. You can enable webhooks if you want to integrate with third parties, or you can also install and activate SureTriggers to integrate with MailerLite, MailChimp, ConvertKit, or whatever app you're using to store your email addresses. And of course, also with many other apps if you want. So this is kind of cool. You can also connect this to Google Sheets and so on. And then you can add custom CSS if you want to customize the design of the form using CSS. Now we customized the form confirmation option here. We customize it with the thank you message, a specific one, and then we customize also the email notifications that the user and me as an admin I'm going to receive when someone fills the form. So let's test them out. In my case, I've used SureForms now on my website, wproadies.com. I was using personally WP Forms, and when I saw the easiness and the powerfulness of SureForms, I immediately switched to this free version, and I also hope to be able to buy the premium version once it will be released. By the way, if you want to support my channel, I will link the affiliate link, my affiliate link to SureForms in the description down below. And okay, this is the form. I will test it out. Okay, this is the perfect, the email address. Okay, this is the type of inquiry. And then when I click on submit, wow, thank you, Pascal. You see, this is customized. I have received your email. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you want to keep in touch, you can follow me on Instagram and Telegram. If you want, just go and follow me, because we can keep in touch. We can discuss and have a chat whenever you want. If you follow me on this social media, and Telegram is a channel where I publish all the updates about my tutorials, news, and reviews all about WordPress. So if you want, make sure to follow me on this social media. So the form works beautifully. It's also beautiful to see and well designed, and it is also responsive out of the box, and it works perfectly. Then what happens in the backend? I will have some data stored. So if I go and log into my website, I'll be able to see in the backend all the entries. In this case, my entry that I've just filled in SureForms entries. Let's go and check it out. There it is. Beautiful. So this is my entry, and of course I also received an email notification. So this is the message that I have received as an administrator. Perfect. It has all the different data that the user has filled in the form. That's great. This is a message that is going to be received by the people, the users that are going to fill the form. You see, hi Pascal, I have received your message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram and Telegram. And here is the recap of all the data. It works fine, perfectly. If you want to go and check if the Pro version is already available and to see if there is a lifetime launch offer, I suggest you to use my affiliate link if you want to support my channel, and it's going to be wproadies.com/SureForms. Once you click on this link, you will be landing on this page, or I hope that there's going to be the actual premium page that is going to show all the offers that's going to be available when SureForms plugin will be ready for the Pro version. I hope soon. What do you think about this SureForms plugin? Personally, I'm amazed. I think that they just need a few more design options and a few more settings here and there, but globally it is beautiful, working perfectly. And I also tested with Elementor, with Divi, and it works fine. It's integrated and it works fine also with page builders. So basically it is, in my opinion, one of the next best form builder that is going to be available on the WordPress ecosystem. Of course, there are some limitations. There are still some features that are not available right now and that are available in many other form plugins. But I think that if they continue working at this rhythm, at this pace, they're going to insert a lot of new features in the next months. So let me know what you think about this plugin in the comment section below. My name is Pascal. This is WP Roadies YouTube channel, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Ciao, ciao.